Bianco Bouquet.
Yeah.
How did you get into wedding planning?
Oh,
They say wedding planning is a very stressful job. It's amongst the top.
maybe you can tell.
Is there a story behind the name, Bianco Bouquet? And what are you doing in Dubai? What are your plans for here? The latest wedding you have done is a high-profile celebrity wedding. Tell us about it.
And they will come also in November. I'm very happy.
Hi, I'm Anish Ahuja, Director of Imprint Studio and host of a new podcast, Imprint of Success, which is all about having an honest, real conversation with real successful leaders in a casual, relaxed environment, understanding their journey, their vision, and their past, present, future. This podcast will be available on our YouTube channel, Imprint Studio, my personal channel, Anish Ahuja, LinkedIn, and Spotify. Give us your support. Please like, share, and subscribe. Our guest and speaker today is one of the top wedding planners in the world. She's the founder of Bianco Bouquet, Costanza Giaconi.
Crazy life in Dubai.
Well, you're expanding in Dubai. Tell us about it. What are your plans?
So I'm launching the company, the offices here in November. And so this way we can have events here as well, always with our Italian, chic style. The brand is already, quite well known in Europe. So it's been 15 years now that we plan destination weddings in Italy, in the Mediterranean in general. And we focus, of course, on our couple needs as usual. But then we have our brand style, which is a very sophisticated, elegant, it's always a wedding. So I love to think about the etiquette in every occasion. So this is what we do, even when couples come up with some, requests for their event, we always find a way to incorporate our style, but without, going far away from what our couples are asking. So it's important, to...
How did you get into all of this? How did you get into wedding planning?
Oh, I don't remember. It's been too many years, but I started working with the event planning company, but we mainly did, I was 20 by that time, but we did mainly fashion shows, so all the fashion related events. And when we planned the wedding of the daughter of one of our clients, it was a fashion designer, and then I decided that was my next job. So the year after the graduation, I started my company. Yeah, it was quite crazy.
Bianco Bouquet.
Yeah, but I knew that I wanted to work in the event industry, but not really into the fashion shows, and prefer, I generally, for my approach and my communication, I prefer to work with private events, directly with the clients. With the corporate events, you have a lot of people to talk to, and also the approval process for all the designs need to pass through too many people. So with the couples in general, with the private clients, individual clients, is much easier for me to communicate and to discuss all our ideas and to find immediately the meeting point for all the my ideas, my designs, and the client's needs.
How many weddings have you done so far?
In the career?
Yeah.
Oh, some hundreds probably. The individual clients, let's say probably around 300. Something like this, but then every wedding is made by several events, so I don't know, countless.
Okay, but like wedding-wise, like you're saying about 300?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
See a number, yeah, more or less. But I should count them. From 2009, it's been a while.
Yeah. And is there a story behind the name, Bianco Bouquet?
Actually, my sister chose the name, because when I started together with my older sister, she was pregnant by the time, so she was on leave, from work, the maternity leave. And so she started helping me, to find the logo, the name, etc. And we were thinking about so many different names. I wanted also to use my name, Costanza, for the event, but I didn't know if my sister wanted to join. So my name couldn't work. And one day, after a couple of weeks that we were thinking about this, she decided, for this name because she liked the BB. And the bianco is white, is my favorite color, and is traditionally in Italy the colors of the weddings. And the bouquet because, I'm in love with everything that is floral. So she opted for Bianco Bouquet. And now, I kept the name.
Okay, interesting. They say wedding planning is a very stressful job. It's amongst the top.
Maybe you can tell from my face that it is super stressful.
Yeah. How do you deal with that stress?
Yeah. Actually, you get used to it. So the important thing is to remember that it's a job and we don't save life. So I always remind me this important thing. Of course, it's a stress because you remove all the stress from your clients, but then they keep you calling you for every question, every doubt, and they are very stressed because of the expectations, because of the family also expectations, and you are the person that the only person that they can talk to about everything like this. So what I do is generally, to try to keep things separated, the work and what is my personal life. This helps sometimes, and try to not to think too much about what can go wrong. For example, even for the couples, what I see is that I can let them live the planning and the days without stress by, keeping them calm. This is one of my key skills, to be very patient, very calm. And I always, get the result that most families and couples then don't stress too much. So also for me, it's the stress is more related to the few hours of sleep and hard work during the days, and with the time zone difference, working a lot even with phone calls and meetings. That's the main issue.
So what is like the season in Italy for the weddings? Like, are there certain months only that people get married?
Let's say, of course we can have weddings even off season, but then in Europe in general, the season is from late April till late October. So all the weddings are, in this time frame. Yeah.
This is because the venues are primarily outdoors and the weather is favoring.
No, we also have venues that we always have a backup plan, because even if it's season, it can rain, and it does rain, even in August, which is the hottest month. But it's mainly for the weather, because in winter can be more rainy but also cold, so you cannot have the wedding outside. So even if you have a backup plan and nice indoor areas, everyone wants, the pictures at the sunset, the ceremony in the garden. So for those who love the indoors, they can easily get married even in November. We had actually weddings in November, December, January, but it's mainly indoor. Because of the weather.
Do you specialize in, do you do weddings across all of Italy, or there are only certain cities?
No, across all Italy and abroad, yeah. There are, of course, specific regions that are more popular, especially for destination weddings. People always look for places that are iconic. So we work mainly in Tuscany, Florence is where we are based, and Lake Como, Amalfi Coast, Sicily, Puglia, Rome, of course, Venice. These are the main cities, the main areas that are requested for the weddings.
And based on the budgets of the client, of the couple, you tell them which city makes sense because...
Yeah, of course. There are some areas that are much more expensive. For example, Lake Como and Amalfi Coast are the most expensive, Venice as well, areas. And then regions like Sicily or Tuscany also, you can really get, maybe more value for the same budget.
Okay. You mentioned backup plan. So for every wedding, do you always have a plan B? But then how do you account for it? Like how do you, let's say you planned a certain venue with the decor. For the backup plan, do you also have to decorate and keep that ready?
Yeah, we need to think about that in advance because the decor, especially in Italy, you cannot, change anything, when it comes 2 weeks before the event. So the plan B, you need to know exactly where it will be, how, will be the flow, and you plan all the design and the decoration based on plan A and plan B. So ideally, the same project should work for both. So maybe you can do some adjustment, of course, in terms of layout. For example, if you are in a garden, maybe you have more space, you can use a specific kind of lighting, and maybe indoor you can adjust this kind of projects, but the main design should be the same.
So do you budget for that? Like, do you account it accordingly that there could be a plan B and the cost could change?
The cost change basically if you need a marquee, because if you have a venue that you are buying out and you can use every space that you want, then the cost will not change so much. I mean, can change depending on the adjustment that you do in case of plan B. But then if clients choose a venue that is all mainly outdoors, or the indoors cannot accommodate all the different moments of the event, then we need to know in advance and plan for a marquee. And you need to put a deposit on the marquee, and then the week before, 5 days before, you decide if setting it up or not. Generally, with the big projects, if we need a marquee, we set it up anyway, because the design will be made based on this.
And who are your couples? Are they ideally Italians, or it's mostly destination weddings?
Yes, it's 90% or 95% destination weddings. We have international couples coming from all different countries. Can be European, from America as well, from India, from Middle East. So,
like, can you rank which is the biggest number? Like, okay, I get from this country the most wedding inquiries or the weddings I do.
Probably I would say 50% from US. Yeah, and then the others, split. We have also Africa, so we have a different niche of the market. So we are not focused on one specific country, even for our promotion. People reached out to us for our style, for our the works that we have done, for our reputation. So they can really come from different places. Sometimes also Italians. Italians start to love destination weddings. So we got also inquiry from an Italian couple that want to get married in Dubai. So it's also Italians travel for weddings.
So based on different nationalities, is there something you notice, like cultural differences on how they deal with you and their budgets?
Yeah, we know now, let's say as statistic, what to expect from the different nationalities, and we know also what we need to deliver for this. For example, when we work with Indian weddings, of course, there are all the requirements for the wedding and the rituals, but also we know that we need to bring in more staff from our side, because they need always someone that take care of the family, of the bride and the groom during the getting ready, while the couples from Europe or from America, maybe they don't want you around while they get ready. So it's simply very different but after, a lot of years, now we know.
Do you make more money on Indian weddings because they are longer? Indian weddings are primarily 3 days.
Yeah, but also all the destination weddings, basically. Also, U.S. couples, they do. It's not there are not properly events with different rituals as in Indian weddings, but we have a welcome event, the main wedding day, and then maybe the brunch after the celebrations at the third day. So it's always a 3-day event, or at least a 2 days event.
Okay, interesting. Bianco Bouquet is obviously the main thing that you do, but how do you split it? Like, what other services do you provide besides wedding planning?
In the company, we do, of course, wedding planning is our main service, but we do everything that is related to the wedding for our couple. So we also have our in-house concierge. So we can offer also the concierge service that it's a service that is mainly for the guests. So our couples love it because then their guests, they will not call them every day to get information on the destination and on the wedding. But they will have a dedicated person of our team during the planning and during the day that the guest can, reach out to ask for a transfer from the airport or a makeup artist for the event and whatever is needed. Then we have and this is made personally by me, all the consultancy. We do consultancy for new planners with our academy. We do consultancy for the venues who want to, increase more the destination wedding market. So it's mainly all kind of consultancy in the destination wedding.
Those are like workshops you give to aspiring wedding planners to get into the industry. Okay, that's fantastic. And how many times do you do that?
The classes twice a year, only in our low season, even if low season doesn't exist anymore. But I'm having my next class in a couple of weeks. Yeah, first weekend of October, and the next one will be in February. And this is a 3-day class for wedding planners. But then the one-to-one consultancy we can book, whenever is needed. We can do it in our office, or we can do Zoom calls.
And you personally train and consult. Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned low season. How do you, because weddings are a seasonal business, how do you stay afloat for the whole year? What do you do?
Someone should plan the weddings and consider that in general, the planning is work for about 12 months. So we can plan an event in 4 months or in 2 years, depending on the origin of the couple and the size of the event. But, the wedding itself is only probably 10% of what we do for the event. So the 90% of the work is doing, throughout the year and the low season as well.
All of this, how did Renco come into the picture?
Oh, Renco is the other company run by me and other 2 business partners in India. And we have an office in Bangalore, and we started in 2021, basically. I met Reshma, my first business partner, in 2020. She was in Italy in February, and I was supposed to go to India to do all the paperwork for the company in March. But then lockdown happened, all the pandemic happened, all the world changed, so I had to postpone for 1 year, and we launched the company in February 2021. And now we have included also a third business partner, which is based in, and they run the office in Bangalore.
Okay, so is this for you to do weddings in India, or is it for the Indian clients to go to Italy?
Renco, it's a destination wedding planning company, so doing events in all the destination. I am the director of operations in Europe. So Reshma is in US, so she does events in US, and Sushma is in Bangalore doing all the Indian country.
And what are you doing in Dubai? What are your plans for here?
We want to do all the weddings. So yeah, since we are having a lot of couples based here, and since we have also Indian offices, so my plan is to have also a headquarter here, to be present on site, to do weddings here for sure, again with Bianco Bouquet approach, and bring in Europe for those who want to have a destination wedding in Europe.
Okay, fantastic. So is this already live? Are you all set up in Dubai?
Ask me again in November. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is...
So I'm sure you would be having your photography and video partner in Dubai.
I still don't know. Let's see. Not sure. Yes, of course. It will be a pleasure.
Okay, fantastic. Now let's talk about you being a celebrity planner. The latest wedding you have done is a high-profile celebrity wedding. Tell us about it.
And they will come also in November. I'm very happy. It was a big challenge. Everything turned out amazing. We planned, it was a very big event planned in...
The viewers to know, we're talking about Ed Westwick.
Yes, and Amy Jackson.
From Gossip Girl, and Amy Jackson, Bollywood actress. You did their wedding.
Yes, in Amalfi Coast in Italy. Yeah, it was exactly 1 month ago, yes. It was 24th of August. 3 days event, planned in less than 6 months, 200 people. With all ideas of the bride, with an amazing concept and design. I would say that we immediately, found the right balance. We were totally aligned in terms of the vision and the aesthetic of the event, which made me very happy because they delivered, everything to me, and we could express what was our vision for the event. They wanted everything super candid, pure and white, and like very classy, but yet modern. And the result, I think everyone saw the pictures, was really amazing, but it was challenging only because of the, very few time of planning, because, 5 months and couple of weeks, it's enough, but, if we had more time, we could have even done more in terms of personalizing, all the items. And also it was challenging probably mainly for the non-disclosure agreements, the security, because, we were pretty scared about, that the news came up before the time. So with all the vendors, we had the NDA agreements. Nobody could talk about, the event, the location, the venue, the services provided. So until the Monday after the weekend, it was a no-post policy for Instagram, for everything. And we had to wait, the week after the wedding was so to be able to post.
Did you have to sign an NDA as well?
No, I didn't. They trusted me totally, but it's I can guarantee for my company, but I had also for my team, for all the teams involved. But just to make sure, because you never know, maybe the owners of the company that take the agreement with you, everything is fine, but then you can hire someone for the day and you forget to tell what are the rules are. So it's important to be 100% safe from this perspective. And also during the days we had the security, to make sure that no paparazzi, no pictures, no crashes to weddings.
Was there any drama on the days?
No, I feel everything went very smoothly, fortunately. The only drama was that it started raining 1 hour before the ceremony, where everything was set up. So we had to, remove all the cushions, all the fans, everything. But it rained only for 15 minutes, just to make me feel, very scared. But then, the sun came again, and we had the time to make everything in place.
How are these people in real life, Ed Westwick and Amy Jackson? Because we only know them from the screen. You can tell us a bit.
I was lucky because honestly, I have never seen Gossip Girl before. I've met them on call. But after, they signed the contract, I watched the full series. But I've always been talking to them, and only met the manager after. That was great because talking to managers probably would make even the decisions more difficult for them. So talking directly with them was amazing, and we had really the chance to know a little bit more each other, calls after calls. And honestly, they are very lovely and very demanding, of course, but all our couples are. And you don't feel they are like the VIP. So
No
they
tantrums?
don't have, no, really. And so, yeah, it was, from this perspective, easy to work with them because for me, it was really like approaching any other client.
I want to ask you the most important question. Who pays for the wedding?
I cannot say. I don't have an agreement signed, but so for their wedding, we cannot discuss this. But let's say that like all the couples, they both,
They're involved, but they found you, right? Like when they wanted to do a destination wedding in Italy, they reached out to you. Yeah. How did that happen?
Because we have my PR, I have Italian PR who is, she's based in Italy, but is an international PR, and she's a friend of Amy. So they were in London for dinner together when Amy they got engaged in January. So after a couple of weeks from the engagement, they had a dinner together. So my PR told them, "Oh, you should talk to Costanza," but not for work. I mean, it was like, "Oh, I have this," because we are also quite friends. And so we just said, "Okay, yes, let's have a call." And the magic happened.
Fantastic. What are your plans now next year? What is your vision like?
I would say that this event helped us also to have a bigger exposure. We are getting a lot of bookings for next year. For now, as usual in Europe.
Yeah.
And we would see what we will do then also in anyway.
Okay.
But right now we are getting, a lot of very, very big and nice events for next year.
Well, Costanza, I wish you all the best and success, especially with now welcoming you to our place in Dubai.
Thank you.
Fantastic.